a thing on the top that
does.
makes it look like a stadium.
It does.
Yeah, actually, I kind of think like it looks cool in the pictures, but I guess we'll find out when it's actually built what it looks like. But I think the it's less capacity, less bad seats, more amenities, more different things for people to do. I mean, there are going to be people in there that are, again, it's like the Golden State Warriors' new place. It's like half the people there are like just at the club or something, and there's like a basketball game that is also not far away, but you're there for to socialize. So it looks like this is part of this. I mean, it'll be very different. I love the Nissan Stadium in terms of grass, outdoors, location, but it's very simple and very lacking in amenities. This will be very different from that.
Well, to be very different than that, I think, look, I'm excited for the stadium itself. It's going to be awesome. I think what I'm equally, if not a little bit more excited about is like what they're going to do around it, like that East Bank part of the development down there. I think it's going to be really cool. I mean, the restaurants and everything, there's going to be some apartments there. I'm looking forward to seeing like what that all kind of ends up looking like. I mean, the stadium, it's as somebody who grew up here and remembers when the old one was under construction, it is kind of wild that 30 years later, less than 30 years later, we're going through this again and already building another one. But it's just what it is in today's NFL, right? Like it's the modernization, the amenities, like getting people to come to games. It's just a different time than it was back then. We've talked about this before. I mean, for me to actually get up and go to a football stadium, it takes a lot. Like there's a lot of options, whether it's red zone or whatever, like on your TV, where you don't have to stand in lines to go to the bathrooms, don't have to pay $25 for concessions, all that stuff. Like it's a different time to try to get people to the game. So I like the capacity going down a little bit, and I'm interested to see like just how cool the amenities are and what that means for the crowd once it comes around.
And I believe I've seen something to this effect, and you see it in these new stadiums. Like you've got to have places where people can watch all the games too.
Yes.
And people are into their fantasy teams, they're into their gambling, and so you need to provide that. It probably takes some away from, obviously, if the entire focal point is just what's on the field.
Yeah.
Then I guess you're taking away from some of that with it, but that's what you have to do to get people out. You gotta offer more to get people to come out. So that's just because, it's hard to convince people. How much do you think this season's results matter when it comes to them selling? This is a lot of money they're asking for, and I mean it's a big investment. Yep. So like, if I was considering this, I don't know that I would like put everything on. Well, you show me a 10-7 season with a good Will Levis, and I might buy a PSL, but I don't know.
I would answer it this way: I don't think the season results matter as much as the quarterback does. Like if so much of this franchise comes down to him, right? Like if you walk away at the end of this year, and if you're a Titans fan, you're convinced that you've got a superstar quarterback in the making, I think that makes the idea of selling tickets for the new stadium a whole lot easier. Like to me, that part of it, beyond like them going 10-7 or 11-6 and making the playoffs, that would be great. But if you walk away at the end of the year convinced that, well, Will Levis is going to be here for a long time and they're going to be pretty good by the time this new thing opens up, I better get my spot in line. That to me is kind of the answer.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Now, if it's really bad with Will Levis, then especially if you're a Vols and Titans fan, you can start thinking about, man, Nico, second year in the league, 27, he'll be ready to rock.
That's right.
I mean, look, there's a lot of possible quarterback iterations and choices between now and 27.
There was a mock draft the other day that had the Titans selecting Arch Manning in 2026. So you could have the Manning show in here too.
That'd be another slap in the face of Vols fans.
It would be.
Better go get Nico.
It would be. 615-737-1025. Aaron on the text line says, I'm so upset that they did not make the stadium look like the Roman Coliseum. Maybe. Could have been an opportunity there.
I'm still genuinely, in all seriousness, I will never I think it's so short-sighted that they didn't have a retractable roof.
I agree.
So short-sighted. And the citing Indy, first of all, Indy does have it open a fair amount, and also that's 4.5 hours north of here, north of here. I hate that. That had to be folded into the cost, and it's a missed opportunity, but it's what it is.
It is what it is. 615-737-1025. Our phone number. We'll continue the conversation on the Titans coming up next. Which Titans are having a make-it-or-break-it year this season for the Titans in Brian Callahan's first year? We'll get into that coming up next. Robby and Rexrode, 1025, 1063, The Game.